Okay, there it goes. Earth Technology. It is timestamp January 5th. I know I already did one this morning. 2026. It is 4:30 p.m. Got the mail today, and that's so. I'm not prepared for class apparently. One of the OMG, LOL, MGA, what am I doing? Lots had a bunch of furniture pieces in it, but it did have that pink bed with flippy stairs thing that I was trying to explain. Then it got here, so yeah. Um, so let's talk about it. As my dog gets under me for some reason. Oh my god. Acorn, what are you doing? You must be under my... Okay. So, um, flippy stair thingy. It's big, which confuses me a little bit because I thought the OMG dolls were smaller than this. Um, just to put it in perspective, I'm going to be working mostly with 6-inch figures and or 4-inch figures. So if I were to use that as a bed, D84 has a lot of leg room, putting it mildly. He's 5.5 inches. Adama, who I haven't finished cleaning yet, is a 4-inch figure. So this fits like a 9-inch figure as a bed. I wasn't planning on using it as a bed though. What I was thinking was like a karaoke stage, because I thought maybe these things would come out and flip out, per se. And they do come out, and it looks like they've got like a little storage compartment thing on the inside, which, yeah, it's cool. And it looks like this drops... Ooh, it does drop down. Okay, so it actually makes a couch kind of thing, which would make for a decent like karaoke stage kind of thing, except the space that we're talking about. Yeah, Acorn, you are perfectly... You are Visa Dog. You are everywhere I want to be. Let me walk around you here. My apologies. He's very clingy today. Exactly. The problem is, let me turn on the light. Or not. Apparently the light needs charging. Alright, we'll muddle through. So this is the area that I have to work with. I was going to use that space there as the karaoke stage and the bar. And this would be over half of that wall. Like 3/5 of that wall. So, right under me. It is not going to function the way I was hoping. But in the words of Maureen, there is a way out. Which was this that I was posing the other day. Because I got in these guys, which these are more like bed size, I thought, for the LOL figures. I mean, two of them together are about as big as. But if I just do one of them, you know, from a standpoint of like just a karaoke stage, That could work, right? I'm going to have to peel off the textured king and do some painting on it. But, oh no, not that. That doesn't worry me so much. So, but I just got this and I was like, while I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and share. And depending, I've got two different, because they're obviously mirror. I'm not sure which one I'll use. It'll depend on which one will fit the flow better. I have a feeling I'm going to use this one because this will kind of, the tall side will be on the bar side, which might look better aesthetically as though you enter the stage from this side, like it kind of almost implies stepping that way. More of a barrier on this side, kind of. That's my thought process anyway. It's an interesting piece. I'll probably still hang on to it because if I have more space to do something bigger later, this would obviously make a very good larger stage. A lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Like, huge. That's okay. That's okay. So that happened. And I also got in, and I haven't actually checked yet. So I'm both excited and I'm knocking things on the ground. I'm both excited and nervous. So the other half of this order came in. I was hoping to actually get to a Subway. And if you follow Korean dramas, it's a running gag. So just to catch up in case you didn't see the video the other day where I explained this. Oh my god, that's good. We're actually doing probably the second to last pot of the Starbucks toasted coconut. It's so good, I wish I could get more of that. I know, I feel the same way about that. Now you're going to mess with him. Good. So, with the, mini brand stuff, we'd gotten some Subway stuff. Like, sandwich, a Subway cup, stuff like that would work for her Monster High dolls scale-wise. And the joke came up somewhere along the line of, oh good, now you can do a Korean drama with your Monster High dolls. And she said, well, in order to do that, I'd really want, one or two of the guys from BTS, because they made BTS dolls. Which, if you're not into it, and I'm actually not. My wife and my wife's best friend and a few other people in my friend group are. BTS, in case you don't know who they are essentially a boy band in Korea, and they are realistically the boy band. They are like the Beatles over there as far as their popularity. And from everything I've seen, because I've seen some stuff through osmosis, being that I like my girl and I'm around her, they seem like genuinely good people, which is kind of refreshing from a celebrity standpoint. And I asked her, because one of my superpowers is I'm good at finding things. When I'm looking for something, and some people will say, oh, you're good at manifesting, whatever word you want to put on it. When I'm looking for things, I find them, typically. Except when my dad has hidden them, and then, no. I'll find the pocket watches, I'll find the paperwork. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm very good at finding things. They just fall into my lap. They wind up being things that I almost have to step over to continue on my path to where I pick it up and it's something that I need. It's just a weird... I can't explain it, but it's been that way for years and years, and I've just come to accept it. But I asked her, I'm like, if I could get one or two, do you have a favorite dude? Do you like Ringo, John, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. I like Paul, which if you were to ask me that question, yeah, I'd probably tell you I like Paul. But anyway, she had to think about it. She's like, God, I love them all. They're just really neat guys. She's like, V. V would be probably, if I were to say if somebody were to ask me who's your favorite, I would probably say V. Okay, cool. That means nothing to me. How do you spell that? Um, Apparently you spell that V. Who knew? So, looking over the Bay of E and such, and I found somebody that had a lot of 4 of the figures, 4 of the dolls, which I'm about to unroll now because I haven't actually opened it. I just got this today. They were a little slow on the shipping. And I got the 4 dolls. Hopefully everybody is in here and okay. It was packed really well, so a whole bunch of fluffy, like paper and stuff. This bag has nothing to do with it. Something about a lockbox system. But it was 4 of the dolls and a banner, which is what I'm unfurling currently. Which appears to have pictures of all 7 guys on it. That's pretty cool. And that is most likely for hanging the banner as like a wall banner kind of thing. Look at you. Oh my god. Everybody seems to have hands. They all are shoes. Oh. Damn, I'm good at this. Okay, so I got the 4 and the banner for like $53 total, like with shipping and everything. I don't know who these guys are. So that's kind of a variation of position 5, if I remember correctly. I took ballet for about a year when I was a kid. It's true. Position 1, a lot less painful. There you go. So came across lot 1, $53. They all seem to be intact, and based on current hairstyles, I don't know if their hair needs work or if that's actually what they're supposed to look like. Who can say? And no, I'm not a boomer, even though that statement was meant to sound like a boomer. Very much Gen X. So I got this one, started looking around just to see what I could find, and I found a lot that had 3 more, and it was an auction, and I managed to get the auction with shipping and everything total. It was like $24. I haven't really inspected them. This is V, by the way. I don't know by the face. I know by the pink and yellow hair. That is a V trademark, apparently. So the second lot, I got a V. And I got the other 3. So in 2 perfectly... Tell me that's not a magazine cover right there. Either that or a Tears for Fears logo, like a record cover. Google it. Actually, no, because they always seem like they're angry at each other. Let's do that. There you go. Tears for Fears album cover right there. They always look like they're mad at each other. It's the weirdest damn thing. So, I was hoping to come across a, like one of the big Subway, I got lunch for everybody bags that has a big Subway logo on the back. That didn't happen. I'm not complaining, considering I have all 7. Like, holy shit. She's gonna freak out, man. So I thought about it, and I was like, well, I got a lot of, like, empty-ish boxes around here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll these guys up individually in tissue paper, something like that, and I made a faux Subway delivery label, and I'm going to put that on the outside of the box for our Christmas shiny day, because we haven't even really done that yet. We've been getting a lot of little stuff here and there, and she's got some stuff out there she doesn't even know about. You don't even know about it. But this is 2 lots, all 7, no duplications. My cosmic luck powers are jamming. Jamming. She's gonna freak. She's gonna freak. It's gonna be great. So yeah, got my Subway label. And I put on here some very useful like warning labels like you might see on a shipping label. Official use only. Do not refrigerate. Keep out of reach of cats named Queenie. There's stories there. Do not use while piloting StarCraft. Do not launch into a supernova. Only pick up hitchhikers carrying Bud Light. And always know that I love you very much. So, that's going to be attached to the box. She's going to freak out. I'm freaking out. I'm not even a fan. I mean, again, they seem like pretty decent fellas. I know it's like I'm airlifting a dolphin to safety here. I need somewhere to put this. Oh dear. And I told her about the Rebecca figure, and she was a champ. Just a champ. Because I'm like, okay. I did the last of my big spends the other day. Actually, it was like 2 weeks ago. And she was like, okay. I'm like, how much is a Rebecca Chambers action figure? And she was like, oh boy. I'm like, no, just answer the question. She's like, those are at least 600. I want to say probably about 8. And I walked through some of the ones that I saw on eBay. Like there's one in Germany that's going for 1,400, and there's a couple in Japan that are only going for 600 or 700. You know, when you add in the $200 shipping. I'm not kidding. You know, they're $400, $199 shipping. It's $600. I'm like, baby, I love you. Nailed it. 600 to 800. Yep, that's about right. She's like, okay. She's like, I know you've wanted one like forever. I'm like, I figured it out. It's like over 20 years. And she's like, yeah, that's probably about right. We're gonna be, oh my God, we're gonna be together 30 years in a few months. It's crazy. She's still my best friend. But I told her, I'm like, because she was like, okay, how much did you spend? She's like, I trust you. How much did you spend? And I said $220, and she was like, oh my God, good job, baby. So she's like, no, that's fantastic, $220. And she's like, and it's still in the box. I'm like, it's missing the Nemesis part. And she's like, and I'm like, exactly, I don't care. She's like, you got a Rebecca figure for $220? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, it's got all of her gear. And she's like, there was one you were looking at last year. I'm like, yeah, there was one that I was looking at last year. It was loose, which, that's fine. I would have been okay with that too. And she had one of her handguns, and she had like one of the med kits or whatnot. And she was like, that was way more than 200 if I remember. I'm like, it went for like a little bit over 4. And she's like, yeah, I remember that. I remember you were watching and you were like, I'm like, yeah, that's about right. I was, because it was the perfect worst timing. She's like, yeah, that was like early last year. Your mom was in the hospital, and yeah, I'm like, you remember? She's like, $220? Oh my God, I'm so happy for you, baby. So, and I had a feeling that would be her reaction because I don't do incredibly stupid stuff. You know, I'm not afraid to spend money, right? If it's for the right things, for the right reasons, and usually my timing's pretty good. Usually. I have had some close calls over the years, but yeah, I'm usually pretty good about that. So, yeah. Um, we will not be going with the pink bed stair flippy thing. Um, no. Horrible idea. Um, and it would work if my set were bigger. If my set were bigger, I could absolutely make that work from a diorama standpoint. Absolutely. But that's going to take up a lot of real estate. A lot of real estate. And I really don't have, there's only a couple square feet in there. You know what I mean? And that's like a half a foot square feet. So that's probably 9 inches by 3 or 4. But yeah, I couldn't tell how big it was. That's the only problem sometimes when people do listings. And they are not using a ruler. I usually put a quarter, like an American quarter. That's usually my... Hi, Jenks. How you doing? Came over here to lick yourself. Good. I don't know. Jinx just suddenly came running over below me and then started just grooming. I didn't need to see you do that. It's cool. You know, by all means, groom. Oh, you're not even on. I looked at the trap, Ray. Okay. And then the sounds from the closet became louder. Yeah, I've gone camping before. I know how it works. The scratching sound. Scratch. Scratch. Why are you doing color change stuff? Jinx, hi, how you doing? Or even more importantly, what are you doing? Other than being incredibly weird. Can I get in here, please? Thanks. He likes to part. Ooh. This is a great wraith man. So I got my yogurt lid with my foil. And apparently that one needs to be charged, and that's fine. I can do that. Cut the little indentation in there, which allows the bulb to fit in there nice and neat. There we go. And I got in my second one of these. So now I have 2 of these. Let's do that. So I need to change that to yellow because that red is amusing, but how far away do you work? You do work this far away. Well, that's neat. It's 15 to 20 feet. Well, what a difference that makes between the red and the yellow. So everything's coming together pretty well. I did get in some other stuff. The Temu came in, so I got some interesting little tables. I got in a piano. Actually, I got in 3 pianos. I got in some standard uprights, and I got in a grand piano. Which is pretty cool. Realistically, that's definitely more on scale. Oh my god, is that open too? Oh my god, it does. So, oh, I gotta look at this again. Got in some more of the little white tables for my library. Got in some laptops. Whole bunch of neat little stuff. I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed with what I've gotten in so far. We're gonna look at this a little bit more carefully, clearly. But I thought it would be fun to have this is the remote for the light. Because it's a 3-pack, so I can have, if I change out the one that's on the other side, I need to figure out if I can, the remote's got to have a range. So, because I want to have the one in like a blue or purple range and the other one in like a daylight, night and day. That's kind of the gist there. So, if I set the color on one further away to where it doesn't affect that one, I should be able to keep them on different color schemes. I think. I don't know, Gus. I think I can. And this is definitely more. Yeah. So there's a little bench that comes with it too, but it's definitely more like 4-inch scale. Than 6-inch scale. Unless it's like a baby grand, and even then it's way short. So yes, I speak piano. I didn't even think about this. Son of a... That is so cool. I imagine there's a slot. Yes, there is. Oh. How absolutely cool is that? Kaiser's yelling. That may be the coming of the tiny. You're even cooler than I thought, but I do have a couple of upright, like standard pianos, not grand pianos too, that are same scale pretty much. Came with little benches as well. Seeing how cool that is, I am now wishing that, because I don't think they've done it, I'm going to be looking around just to see, to make sure I'm not incorrect. It would be fabulous if someone did, especially like Reaction, Super 7, something in a 4-inch scale, because they'd be the ones probably to do it. A Lucifer Morningstar figure. That would be swell. That would be swell. So I could absolutely see Lucifer and Lauren having some very deep philosophical discussions and whatnot, and just jamming out together too. It actually opens. That is so. And just for posterity, because you know, Temu is always doing the 40% off now, you know, that kind of stuff. I think I paid like $3 for the pianos, like each, which I'm cool with. I understand it's that's a much more intricate prop than like a little plastic bottle or even 10 little plastic bottles. This is a more complex creation. So paying $3 for that, and it even, that's so awesome. The keys do not press, but that's okay. It's okay. that is, and it does have a little pedal thing. It's not on the ground though, is one thing that's weird to me, because I'm used to the pedals being a lot lower, but it's fabulous. I'll show you the uprights real quick, because, you know, I got a little time as far as the time parameters, as far as what I try and normally do. Exactly. Yeah, I got in a couple of desks. They probably work for a 4-inch figure, but grab the white one. They're definitely smaller than I wanted, because some of the characters that are going to be, but it'll work if I'm doing something with 4-inch characters, like specifically. So those were like $1 and change each. Not sad about it. I can't use it for the incarnations that I'm doing currently, but that's okay, because I'm getting things to use today and also tomorrow. So if it's something I can't use today, it may be something that I'm able to use in 3 months when I am doing something completely different with one of the different shelves. ASMR. Yeah. And it's goofy, silly, and all that, but they do come with like a little cardstock sheet music. It's laminated, and it fits into the stool. It's more of a bench. It does fit onto there. The Granda's got something like it too, which is kind of cool. So you can have, it's a single sheet, but it's just for aesthetics. So that also has a little flip up thing, which is pretty cool. The pedals actually have a little bit of movement to them. That's kind of slick. Let me set that. So, little bench. Definitely want to use it with figures where the knees bend. It would make it a lot better in that respect. But, so, thank you, Commander. I appreciate that. And I got another one of these that is black. They had, I think, black, white, and brown. And I was like, let me get a black and a white. It'll work with everything. Back of it, meh, but against a wall, in your dollhouse, what have you, that's okay. Does this top part open up? That'd be funny if it did. Not without breaking it. Okay. Don't press on this, Marcus. That's really good advice. But yeah, I mean, even the bench, very basic, little texture on top, but yeah, sure. Again, I think that these pianos were, I think the Baby Grand, because to me it's a Baby Grand, it's not a full Grand. Those things would have been, it would be a lot longer. I want to say that was $3 and change. I think these guys were like right at $2, which I am very satisfied with that. I'm very okay with it. Very, very cool. And if the Baby Grand takes up too much room in that set, I may whip out like probably the black one of these, and just because I could most likely, Mm-hmm. Oh my god, that's about perfect. Butted up right like sideways with the karaoke stage. So from the front it would look like this. May do that. Because I have a feeling, honestly, the more I'm thinking about it, as far as, because I've got pretty good spatial sense too, um, I'll need to put a panel or something there, or at least fill in the little screw holes so that they're not like, because to me that'll be like a really blaring thing. And the black one, it'll be a lot easier. I can figure something out. It's almost perfectly flush with the stage, which is great. And then the bar would be over here. Because that baby grand is still going to be a lot of real estate. It's going to be a lot of real estate. Push the bench in. We're not playing currently. And yes, the irony of Lorne Greene, Adama, while we're talking about this. Again, if you know, you know. It's not being overlooked by me. Mm-hmm. Yep. If you hear Kaiser screaming, that's usually a sign that Tiny is nearby, because he tends to follow Tiny around and scream at him, because, you know, that's just how this works. Love me, I'm your cat. It's a thing. But yeah, because that's a lot. That's a big difference as far as square footage. It's gorgeous. I mean, if I ever decide to do a Lux, that could happen. I need to see if they did a Lucifer Morningstar figure. Some Tom Ellis action there. Yeah. Just sitting at the piano. Some of the best scenes, man. Maybe evil, but you got some pipes. I know I'm mixing my shows there, right? It's true. Piece by piece. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it here and play and work and play and work. One brick. Hug your parents, hug your kids. Make it a great day.